Alright. Hey guys, I'm Griff, and I'm being joined by some fat loser, Spaghetti.
Oh, thanks.
Anyway, this is episode 2 of How I Tank, where we analyze our World of Tanks gameplays. So this is Smig playing as T92, notorious for its very thick,
Girthy cannon. And I'd just like to point out the awesomeness of that reticle as it opens up. It makes me feel so cool every time that happens. So at the beginning of this game, I decide I'm going to set up for a shot in mid. I'm not going to the usual artillery spots because counter battery is back, and I am going to play rather gutsy this game, to say the least.
And again, I haven't actually seen this game yet, so it'll be a surprise to me too.
I am tuning with AIDS and Silentos, two of my real-life bros. Some other big fat loser wasn't around to tune with me, who's also part of this series. Cough, cough.
Hey guys. But anyway, yeah, you will be seeing some of my gameplay, which is at least twice as good as Smig's.
Right, so there's
That'll happen soon.
T-54 down there. I'm getting worried, but it's fighting an IS-4. But I don't trust pubs, for obvious reasons. After seeing that T-54 spot, I scan for the usual arty spots, seeing if I can't pick up a tracer. And I decide to focus on hill.
Look at that. There's Silentos' patent.
Being rather gutsy.
He's being a little bit of a baller, but
Now, I don't know why I was relocating. Oh, I couldn't get a shot on those rocks, so I'm going to throw myself into a different position.
yeah.
A nice thing about El Haluf is there's plenty of room for artillery to move around and get new angles.
Yeah, you can actually get some pretty good angles if you go to the far sides of your canyon, I suppose you could say.
But those are kind of obvious arty spots. Now, I'm going to show you how to be a big pimp and baller in artillery.
Yeah, this is important to keep in mind for artillery play in general. You're not glued to the spot, especially with counter battery back. You should be moving after every shot.
For those not used to counter battery, press R, get your cruise control on max, and press spacebar, which will freeze any action until you fire or press another key. So the moment you fire, you will automatically move forward.
Yeah, I find it a little hard to remember, but if you want to try, go for it.
It's just a nice little tidbit. I don't do it most of the time, but it's definitely nice.
Yeah, these tanks are pretty
They're,
nice and tucked away where they are.
So that IS-4 in the corner, don't do that.
And
Please,
this is
don't do
really,
that.
yeah, this is really one of the dumber. This is the dumber parts of this map for sure.
I'm going to be doing a lot of shifting around, trying to find targets I can hit in the open, like these IS-4s or that nice, juicy Ferdinand.
That Ferdinand's in a pretty terrible spot, as I think he's realizing now. He's gone and disappeared.
So I'm trying to figure out which is my best shot, because none of these guys seem to know anything about arty cover.
Or
Or
at the
they're.
very least, they think they're in Arctic cover, but you are in a somewhat non-standard position.
I'm
So
guessing most people expect arty to set up in, like J1, that side.
yeah,
So I get a nice juicy splash, and you see I immediately zoom out after I confirm the hit. And while I'm confirming the hit, I have W pressed down as hard as I can, and I'm moving forward. I see that IS-4. He's in sight range, which means I have to be careful. Though he's probably not in my view range. I'm pretty sure he isn't. It's always good to check to see how far they're away. And anything beyond 500 meters, you will guarantee not be spotted.
of course there could be invisible tanks in between, but we're not planning for that contingency.
So I set myself up in a rather unorthodox arty spot because I'm expecting at least one of their two arties to be looking for us. And
These
I
tanks
just
are not derping around and really paying the price. Of course, the shot went wide. T92s will do that, but
nice little trick for arty: set up on a hill, and that way you can just back down and you'll get good acceleration. That T-34, I'm pretty sure, is drunk. I'm not sure what he was
he's
doing.
not being too smart right now. But
Those IS-7s and IS-3 are in a really annoying position. But don't worry, they get their just desserts in just a minute.
I like dessert.
Also, pro tip to any recording, aspiring tank recording, if you plan to do commentary, make sure to turn off push to talk. Otherwise, you'll forget and you'll only record half a conversation again.
Yeah, I mean, what I always do is cut my last syllable off. If you watch my garage video from way back when, I actually do that quite a bit.
So that IS-7's getting gutsy. I punish him. I back down the hill. Now, I'm probably overstaying my welcome in this spot, but I'm pretty confident they are not looking for me in that spot because
That'll be
it's
right up
such
your
an
side.
obscure spot. They either expect you to set up back in like K5, 6 or on the one line.
Yeah, and the way tracer mechanics work now, I believe you actually have to be centered, or not centered, but it has to be in your relative area of view to actually see the tracers. So
Not
you
for
need to be,
arty.
yeah, well, no, but you need to be looking at the square that the
Yeah,
artillery
yeah.
is sitting in. So you need to be looking at where you expect them to be to see the tracer. You're not going to see them normally.
Now, here I see that IS-4 on the hill. There's another medium down low. And I almost go for the nice, safe spot to hit him, but I decide to go the extra mile since I know I have that IS-4 there as a buffer. And I am going balls to the wall here. I want those tanks on that cliff dead.
There's that IS-7 charging down into past arty cover. Although that spot wouldn't have actually saved him from Smig's spot right now. So
Yeah,
he thinks he's safe, but he's
they
actually in a bit of danger here.
now granted this is still a hard shot. He scoots forward a bit, which allows me to throw a present at him, which I hit a cliff with.
Missed catastrophically.
So I see that IS-4 spotted over there, and I immediately go to check to see what its range is at. Make sure I'm not spotted. Make sure I'm not going to get spotted. Notice he's at
And
522. I am pretty
so
safe.
he's in the clear. Just as a note, guys, for those of you in big artillery pieces, your shells do splash. So as a last resort, if you need to kill something that's in cover, if you try and hit near it, you might have some luck and actually kill it with your splash.
So the IS-4 is moving forward. He's might be in view range if I shoot. And that is a gutsy M43. Props to him. So I shoot. I immediately back up.
Direct hit.
IS-4 no longer exists. I get out of here in case I'm spotted.
T92 can be a bitch, but when it decides to act well, it really hurts. Like one-shotting T30s is not too much of a problem for this artillery piece.
It eats tigers up for breakfast too.
Well, everything eats tigers.
Can't wait to hit French tanks with it.
Oh yeah, French tanks with their like sub 50 armor.
AMX-50B has like
It's
170
got
angled on the
170 on the
front.
front hull, but
Nothing else.
that's really all it has going for it.
So IS-7 duel. Our IS-7 catches fire. Tough luck, buddy. But Smig saves the day, not in time.
That was
And,
actually very lucky. That went right into his ass.
well, I was aiming to splash. The splash would have killed him alone, but
This
the
the
direct hit
splash
was a
rifle would
nice
have killed him,
bonus.
but that was a nice. Yeah, there you go. Considering the game is dumb and artillery accuracy only counts for direct hits.
So how about that reload? So in
It's a
chat you
good
may
reload.
notice I'm a little mad at an E50 who waited 10 minutes into the game to move out. And I kind of am a little mean, but
Sorry if there are any fans of our videos in 16 res.
nothing personal, mostly.
Mostly.
I love you all
I
equally. So
Very good using that right click to check on other parts of the
mhm.
map.
If you hold
And
right click with any tank, you'll
yeah,
lock your tank, you lock your turret, and you'll be able to move your view freely.
this is something I feel like a lot of people actually don't know, especially people in bigger tanks that don't know it. There are quite a few of you, as far as I can tell anyway. And for those of you just starting out, that's actually a really handy tip. You can look around. Sorry about the fire truck, by the way. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can actually look around if you hold down the right mouse button, even in artillery, which can be quite helpful.
So that IS-3 is thoroughly fucked, but I'm zooming in anyway.
Yeah.
And there's an
Just
E75 who does not know what's going on. He's late to the party.
continuing on with this right-click theme, something I like to do when I play arty is if there's a target that I'm looking at, but I see something that might be better on the mini-map, hold right-click and check it out first before you decide to move your gun. Because, when you move your gun, you're resetting your aim. And if that guy you saw ends up blowing up or being not quite as good a target as you hoped, you can still go back to your original target and still get a good shot off on him.
I like to point out that that U75 received no mercy from my 240
200 Philly, 200 Philly. Wow, I rock 240 millimeters of flying death
flying phallus.
of baller energy.
So I'm not expecting to get this GWE kill. AIDS gets the kill. Nice shot, AIDS.
AIDS is fat, by the way.
That was a pretty good XP for a tier 8 already. I am proud of that. Um, two
Definitely.
kills for a T92 is actually pretty good. You'd expect to get more kills, but you mostly just cripple tanks and people steal your kill.
Yeah, that's sort of the life of a T92 player. All right. Anyway, that was episode 2 of How I Tank.
See you
Next time
next
it'll be
time.
something fun.
Hey, this was fun.
No, this was fun, but by fun I mean it might be something that I actually played.
Whatever. You don't record, do you?
Yeah, well I would, but I've been really busy. So
Whatever.
losers. All right, guys. See you later.
Later.